Thank you. Thank you. First time doing a presentation with no sound. So let's see how this goes. So, yeah, what I'm going to talk about today is forest. Hopefully, you have seen the bikes on the street, the dark green bikes. But we're not going to talk about forest itself. We're going to talk about what we're doing and how we're the new face of retail media and how mobility is redefining the retail media landscape. So without further ado, and I know many of you could be hungry because it's lunchtime, let's go. Okay, let's set the scene here. Ad spend 2024, $1 trillion. Maybe other people have put other slides here, but basically it's $1 trillion. And what we're going to talk about is retail media, that 15% of global ad spend. Just notice to clarify, this is total retail media. We have digital retail media and traditional retail media. Basically, digital is growing, but it's 25-30% of that number. Again, well, why is retail media? Maybe the easiest way to understand is looking into this. Tesco Media. Like, come on, every single company now that owns a retail space is able to sell media. And why this is working? Because, well, 15% of ad spend actually is working because it's different from other ways of advertising. Basically, talking about digital, we don't have cookies. I know that a few of you have, I don't know, searched for a holiday to Spain and then realized that your browser is full of, I don't know, Tenerife photos. We don't use cookies, and cookies are not going anywhere. It seems that big browsers like, what is the browser of Apple? Safari. Safari has already blocked them. So that's one. Second, first-party data. What is first-party data? It's consensual data that we get from users. It's very different from third-party data, which is kind of aggregated data. And we can measure the same as social media channels, search, TV. We can measure impressions, click, eyeballs. And the most important thing is that we are close to the shopper, really close to the shopper, so we can influence their decisions. Okay, that is basically traditional media. You enter to a shop, you see one of those things, a digital screen, but also have these problems, like it's stuck, like it's a POS, a screen, something that doesn't move. So example, if I go to that supermarket and I want to buy a beer and I see that is not relevant for me. Or the other way around, I go to the supermarket and I actually want to buy a deodorant, but I didn't see that screen because that's showing another ad. So, well, that's one problem about the limitation of that. The other one is that the reach is only in the stores. And also, this happened between both sides, like the attribution, in my opinion, between digital and physical is not yet ready. And nowadays, which is very important, very few of them have green credentials. I don't see big media retailers talking about their green credential in what they do. So, Forest, mobility as media. Let's see what is this. What we are, well, you know, guys, 100% electric share e-bike network. But related to this, we can do ads on bikes, on the app, in emails. Basically, we are a media channel that moves around with your potential client customers. And as we were talking about first-party data, we are data rich. What mean context, location, and times? Mean why, where, and when. So we mix all of that with a little bit of data science, and we have quite a lot of behavioral insights to make advertising more meaningful. And something that many other media channels cannot say, 100% sustainable. Zero emission ad impressions. Vera certificated, o sea, Vera validated, and B Corp certification. So, we have seen this proximity. Let's compare retail media to forest. We are close to the shopper, both of us. First party data, both of us. Performance measurement, both of us. Here where the thing gets a little bit different. Share of voice. What is share of voice? Imagine the same example as I told you before. I enter to the supermarket, and every single screen in the supermarket is a beer ad. So the brand that is advertising have the 100% share of voice of the experience of that user. Well, we can offer that. I will show you after the ads, but basically, every time you open the app, it's only one advertiser showing to you. Exposure time. Same example. I go to find that beer. I want that beer, so how long am I going to be in the supermarket? 2, 3 minutes, 5 if there is a queue. Imagine all the screens are still like the beer, like they can do share of voice, that all the screens in the supermarket are beer. It still is 1 or 2 minutes that are going to spend there. Average time of a forest ride is between 15 to 20 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes where you can engage with that customer. We can reach beyond store. We are mobility media. That was a media channel that moves. We can reach beyond store and bring people to the store. And what we chat before, the green footprint that we have. Very difficult to compete with that. So, who is riding forest? This is kind of the basic demographic kind of gender, age, income. This is, I remember, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was trying to buy advertising in magazines. This is how they sold advertising in magazines. This is my user base. Do you want to reach them? Yes or no? But it's not just this what is important. Our riders are what brands exactly want. Young, urban, mobile. They're app savvy, often in their way to work, university, going to buy, going to visit their friends. Like you can influence them on a daily basis. And what I talk about, the why, when, and where, basically we own all the touch points. And we can create meaningful connections, basically meaningful ads for them. Okay, forest ads. What is all this thing that I have been talking about? Okay, you can see here, this is a session. I open the app, I see one. I open the bike, I see the same ad. Sorry, I touch this display. I open the bike widget, I have the same app. I'm finishing my ride, I see the same app. And when I have the invoice, the same app. So in one experience, it's not like a Christmas tree of advertisers. It's just one every time you open the app. A funny story here, like now we have the technology, I will tell you a little bit about it, but the MVP 5 years ago was me behind the computer with an alarm every 3-6 hours. We didn't have any scheduling tool to see if this worked. Like, it's people willing to see an in-app advertising kind of a brand inside a mobility app. Yeah, that was 5 years ago. Now this have converted into a very powerful product. We already talked about the share of voice, but the click-through rate, like because you have those 15, 20 minutes of exposure, your click-through rates go to 4%. 4%, we all know Meta and Instagram click-through rates average, so we all know that it's a very good click-through rate. Okay, then video ads. Reward. This is an interesting one. At the beginning, we didn't have that many bikes really to sell journey ads. These ads related to the journey, are related to how many times someone ride the bike. We didn't have that many bikes. So how we do it, so people can actually create a different occasion of use and make people use a mobility app without moving. We came up with the idea of rewarded video ads. What basically are this? Everyone has gone into these game apps, boring game apps that you can earn a gem or earn a point if you see a video. Taking that, but kind of making it look nice. And instead of a point, why we don't give a minute to the users to continue using? So clients are happy, users are happy. And what happened? 7% click-through rate. This is the numbers that we have, guys. It's actually incredible. When you have rich content, and what we created is kind of an on-demand advertising. I go to the app, no, I'm not writing, I bank my minutes, see some ads, and use it whenever I want. Yeah, 30% of active users basically see videos and bank minutes every day. Okay, we are changing a little bit of this. Map ads will be called forest footfall. This is an interesting one as well. We are using the end location to create meaningful advertising. We don't want to go through the route of Waze. I don't know if anyone happened to them. Like when you were using Waze, you closed the app before getting to the final destination. Basically, Waze couldn't monetize that last location. That doesn't happen with us because you need to close your bike. We basically know where you end your ride and when you started and how to use that to create more meaningful advertising. Yeah, a little bit of a case study. Stewart, beginning of the year, 3.4, 18% click-through rate. Smash it. Yeah, well, this is just one case, but you can see they very clever, put like promotions, put things for making it way more engageful and understanding that they are in a mobility app. We have worked with a lot of partners, different companies. Okay, how we made all of this possible, all of the ads that you saw there, because at the beginning it was an MVP. Well, I want to present to you AdMoai. It's the first ad server and an ad network for mobility apps. Think about an end-to-end solution for publishers and advertisers in terms of mobility apps. That is the QR code if you want to scan it. There's the web page. The guys are here as well. That's sick. Yeah, the guys are here if you want to talk with them. Yeah, very incredible what they are doing. At the end, we have an idea of putting ads on the app. We started doing MVPs, and we quickly realized that our job was making people ride, not actually creating ads. And they have helping us to being able to create everything that I just showed you. Okay, well, what is the future of this? Where we see this going? Basically, it's using more data, like the data that we are using, by using it even at a bigger extent. Try to predict where users are going to be, and because of that, show them things that are going to be interesting for them. And yeah, and basically that is what we are trying to do in the future, like more data, better advertising. This is the last slide, guys. That was a short presentation, but if you think that you want to be in the Forest app as well and see what this is all about and what is all the fuss and why people actually, I don't know, why Deliveroo is with us and why other companies are waiting in the line for putting their ads there. So, yeah, I hope you like it. I did. I hope you have a good lunch now. And, yeah, see you.